Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I want to talk about Vivek Ramaswamy, and I want to talk about struggle and who has real struggles and who does not have real struggles, right? And I also want to talk about this in the perspective of pattern metrics and the death of math in political analysis, political speech, and political decision making. All right. So we're coming out of. I have a political science degree. I can tell you right now. I took the statistics. I took all the material on polling, and I can tell you all of that is useless nonsense that no longer serves any purpose. Polling is the most ridiculous thing we do in America now. If you work as a pollster, you're wasting your life. Give up. Go do something meaningful. Polling is the most useless activity ever. Do not listen to polls. Do not pay attention to poll numbers. They mean nothing. Right? And the reason why is 2016. Every political wonk in the world told everybody that that Hillary Clinton was going to win, and what they didn't realize was Hillary Clinton was like these pattern metrics, right? What is the truth about Hillary Clinton? Let me tell you the truth about Hillary Clinton. She was an incredibly unlikable person. She lacked any charisma, right? She had outrageous hubris. She had an anchor around her neck named Bill Clinton, and every time she talked on camera, she lost voters. It was, and every poll missed it. Every pollster missed it, and they're doing the same nonsense today. The polling has not gotten better, right? Polling is useless. Okay, all right. So what that means is we need to realize pattern metrics. We need to identify when someone can say a pattern and everyone instinctually knows it's true, okay? Now, I recently saw this from a brilliant political speaker by the name of Michelle Wolf. Wait a second, Scott. Michelle Wolf isn't a political speaker. She's a comedian. No. There are no comedians left, okay? Actually, let me be clear. The best comedians in the world no longer do comedy. They do Philosopher King and Philosopher Queen discussions disguised as philosophy. Michelle Wolf is a powerful truth speaker, and she hides it behind comedy, right? And she said something that was staggering, right? She said, white women don't have real problems, right? And you're like, hey, now, slow your roll there, Michelle Wolf. You're wrong, right? And she didn't say this, but this is what she did. She's like, let me present a pattern metric to you, right? And she said, you can't have a struggle if you have a skincare routine. What? Yeah, that's right, right? And this is where Vivek Ramaswamy needs to land, right? He needs to fire, right, two of his political analysts and hire Michelle Wolf to replace them, right? And the reason why is this is the speech that is needed, right? The moment that this was heard, right? That you need that you cannot have a struggle if you have a skin routine, right? And then Michelle Wolf closed her eyes and lifted her neck and pretended to rub cream on her face and her neck, right? And it's just like, if you daily sit down and rub contents that cost $25, $50, $75, $150 onto your face and neck, and you're sitting for 10, 15, 20, maybe 30 minutes just rubbing cream on yourself, you don't have a real problem in the world. You have so much privilege you can't even recognize it, right? Very, very true. 100% true. 100% accurate, right? And it's a pattern metric, right? And this is all that's going to last in political speech now, right? And I know this because I'm unlike you. I'm watching every minute of every debate in 2024, and I'm taking notes, right? And I can tell you right now, that fool Tim Scott has no idea how ridiculous he sounds when he says, he has no idea how ridiculous he sounds when he says 10%, there's a 10% drop on Goobly Gobble, and that's a real problem, Nikki Haley. And you're like, dude, man, ain't nobody care about numbers. They care about patterns that are so shocking, right? And so true that everyone realizes instinctively that it's true. And the reality is, Michelle Wolf, who has the ability to say it, is saying white women are the most privileged creature on this planet, right? I can't say that, right? No man can say that. Michelle Wolf can say it. And she can deliver it in a package that's so sound, so wrapped with a bow, that everybody gets it immediately. You're like, oh my gosh, yeah, if you spend 30 minutes a day rubbing $150 cream, $150 an ounce cream on your face that was imported from South Korea, yeah, you don't really have a problem in the world, right? And this is why the word Karen has come forward, right? Terrible word. Not. I don't think that should be used, right? But it's just the acknowledgement that, like, there are people on the planet who could pick up the phone, call police, people die, like, and nobody can do that except the people that Michelle Wolf is saying, hey, if you have a skincare routine, you don't actually have a real problem, any real problems. And you're like, yeah, that kind of makes sense. This is where Vivek Ramaswamy has to go. He has to slam down this crystal clear truth pattern, right? Pattern metrics, abandoning math. Math can never be used in political speech again. It's ridiculous, stupid, and it sounds terrible. You don't want to get stuck sounding like Tim Scott, who ain't running for president, he's just running for VP. Every single word of that's my humble opinion. What's important is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.